Yeah, just go the long way, boys. Go the long way.
All right, brother. All right.
Just stay on the other side of this tape line right here, okay? I appreciate it.
Sizes. It looks like.
Oh shit! Plane is fucking dead.
Whoa.
What was that?
A plane has crashed right off the boulevard at Cottman Avenue. It's on fire. It's not under control. It looks like a side street. All police and fire. It looks like debris here. I'm in a debris field. They're opening up the parking lot. There is thick smoke and the smell of jet fuel.
Oh my God!
A fucking plane just crashed on Cottman Avenue.
I'm sorry, we're fine.
I was right there.
I should have brought a jacket. Sorry, brother.
Just go down
Yo,
there.
oh my God, yo, the world, yo. What the fuck?
Crashed right off the boulevard at Cottman Avenue. There's pieces of the plane here. It's not under control. We're near Northeast Philly Side Street. Guard, police, and fire as far as I can see. Black smoke filling the sky over the shopping plaza. It looks like it's on a side street, affected. We're right across from a busy shopping center. So, the plane, pieces of the plane are in the Roosevelt Mall parking lot, it looks like, according to police. That's why they're roping that off. This was as close. There's black smoke. Sorry I'm breathing bad. Flames of black smoke coming over.
A fucking plane just crashed on Cottman.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God! Oh my God! La ilaha illallah! That's a plane, bro! That's a plane! I caught that on camera! Yo! Yo! Allahu Akbar! Yo! 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 Oh my God! La ilaha illallah! 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 Oh my God! What the hell? Yo! Oh my God! Allahu Akbar!
Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. I'm kind of pissed off because my transit I did earlier, I think it was like 18 minutes long. They was fucking with the stream and only half the video was uploaded. It's so crazy because there was a lot of important and valid points that I felt that I made through the Spirit, as far as going into this movie, Leave the World Behind, as that was a 2023 film that was executive produced by the Obamas, okay, which when you go into the world behind, Leave the World Behind, it goes into basically a total collapse in society, okay, from grid outages to planes falling out of the sky, which I don't know. I can't remember what podcast that was, but I think it was maybe like a year or two ago when they was going into the Great Reset, and they was talking about all these particular cyber attacks and how particular systems are going to be targeted, and technology and the shutting down of the security. Well, I won't say shutting down, but the hacking of the Social Security Administration when over 2 billion records was leaked of American citizens. All this goes hand in hand, man, and it was not done by coincidence. All right, and I remember hearing something mentioned that planes were going to be falling out of the sky as they deal with these resets because of cyber attacks, cyber attacks and grid outages and so forth. So when you go into this movie, Leave the World Behind, it shows us a three-part ordeal, meaning the shutdown, then the collapse, then the rioting. And before you know it, shit all hell breaking loose. Like right now, we got riots all over the place due to this ICE protest. We have planes falling out of the sky, which that's been happening for some time now. All right. You have particular executive orders that this guy Trump has been signing since he got in office to the education, to DEI and all that shit, man, which DEI was just another talking point to keep you tribes divided on a small level. I mean, to keep people divided against one another, so therefore the elites can go ahead and fulfill their new world order. But it says Leave the World Behind. It says it's a 2023 American apocalyptic psychological thriller written and directed by Sam Esmail. It says it is based on a 2020 novel by Ruben Alam, which is funny because that's when all this shit really started to pick up during the time of the pandemic, which the pandemic was really the straw that broke the camel's back. All right, now they're talking about another pandemic. All right, but it says here, it says Amanda Sanford arranges an impromptu weekend getaway at a vacation rental with her husband. It says, after arriving at the rental, Amanda goes into the store, and while shopping for groceries, Amanda sees a man stocking up on large quantities of canned food and water. But later, while the family relaxes at a nearby beach, they invade an oil tanker crashing on shore. But it says when they return to the house, they notice the TV and Wi-Fi are not working, and a pair of deer stare at them. All right, so basically, society has collapsed. All right, and they showed you the Teslas and all this other stuff on the highway, and then you got this guy Elon Musk. That's pretty much the right-hand man of Donald Trump, which is over the Department of Efficiency. What is it called? Department of Efficiency or something like that. That this guy Elon Musk is in charge of, which they plan to spend $500 billion on something called Stargate, which is basically to accelerate the opening of the AI programs, man, to catch up and be on par with China. So it's safe to say all hell is breaking loose, man. And we warned you. All right, so this is what I did. I looked this up. I looked up a coup. Because technically we are in the coup right now. But it says a brilliantly executed stratagem, a triumphant, a coup d'etat, or sudden appropriation of leadership of power, a takeover. And right now we're in the midst of a takeover. All right, so this guy Trump is signing all these executive policies to bring forth a playing field that's going to pretty much X you Jakes out. And this is the reason why he's doing away with all your social programs, your DI programs and all this other stuff. But it says here, a sudden stroke delivered with promptness and force, used also in various ways to convey the ideas of an unexpected, clever, and successful tactic or stratagem. And that's what happened in The World Behind. Leave the World Behind. Okay? So, go in here, peep this.
Okay, we already had the ships, and then at the end of the movie.
And I take these TikTokers with a grain of salt because a lot of it is just conjecture. But in some cases, it makes some sense. But I'm not saying, oh, follow this guy, anything like that. But people are starting to put the pieces together, man, because of the internet. All right. And like we mentioned, these movies, they're nothing but predictive programs to show you what's going to happen before it happens. So they can, they desensitize your mind, man. All right, because after Leave the World Behind came out, a few short months later, back in April of 2024, last year, you had a movie called Civil War. So and leave the world behind, you have to use imagination, man. You have to believe that there was civil war, it was riot, it was looting, it was murder, it was rape, it was massacre, it was takeover, it was all that shit. Okay, and that's going to be soon to happen when this society break down, with the solution to that being an introduction of the MOTB systems, which is why they're spending $500 billion on Stargate. Okay.
Movie, we see the planes go down, right? Right? Sounds like a cyber tech to me. Another plane went down. Another plane. Roosevelt, really? Another plane? Guys, remember the movie. Leave the world behind, okay? We already had the ships. And then at the end of the movie, we see the planes go down, right? Right? Sounds like a cyber tech to me. Another plane went down. Another plane.
That's not really a good video, but it was another one that let me see something here.
I
love. Fuck me.
Because of what just happened here has happened.
Now this shit is wild because this is a decent video, but this dude did it to sell merchandise. Jake is wild, man. They put all this shit in there just to sell some stuff, man.
Everywhere. We need to get to that bunker Danny told us about, and we need to get there now.
What are you talking about? You know something.
I had a sneaking suspicion, but I wanted more information first. All the signs were there, sure, but I didn't want to scare anyone. You'd have called me crazy because it is crazy. It would have made more sense if we were on the brink of an all-out invasion. But this... I didn't think we'd actually let something like this happen. I thought we were smarter than that.
But what happened?
Because my primary client works in the defense sector, I spent a lot of time studying the cost-benefit analysis of military campaigns. There was one program in particular that terrified my client the most. A simple 3-stage maneuver that could topple a country's government from within. First stage was isolation. Disable their communication and transportation.
Yep, and that's what they was hinting at with all those cyber attacks last year. The last 2 years was basically the year what they call the poly crisis. Poly goes into multiple. That cotton swab head dude, he said it. He said this will be the year of the poly crisis, and they mentioned and predicted back in 2023, even in 24, that there will be a pandemic in 2024. I mean, Slocky in 2025. Now I'm gonna come back to this, but now when you go here, redacted, right? Peep this. Now all this shit is coming out, and this is why I went into earlier in transit, but half of it got cut out. But I think it was this guy by the name of what's this fucking devil's name, man? I was watching damn, my memory, man. What is this broad's name, man? Hold on, give me a second. Trust me, I will find it. But anyway, it says, hold on. Come on, priest. Come on. Breaking USA created and funded C19 virus in biolabs, right? So with that being said, I was watching, I think her name was Whitney Webb, and she was going into this demon, what's this clown's name? Some Edomite dude that's basically, I think his name, man. I think his name was James something, man. But anyway, long story short, she was going into how, you know, all that funding and the AI research and the HHS, how these particular algorithms, which only have 60% to 70% accuracy, will target minorities unjustly, okay? Which I was mentioning in the video before Esau fucked up my stream, that those AI systems are biased, okay? They're completely biased. And I've been saying that they were going to be biased from the get-go because they are programmed. Then I went into the mention of that new Child's Play movie, which dealt with that Chucky, which was basically autonomous. It was basically AI, okay? So that's all this shit coming to pass, man, all right? And you got Israelites out there that still don't see that the MOTB is the micro C-hip. This is all gonna go hand in hand, man. All right. But anyway, let's go back to the video, then we get a couple of precepts.
Make the target as deaf, dumb, and paralyzed as possible, setting them up for the second stage. Synchronize chaos. Terrorize them with covert attacks and misinformation, overwhelming their defense capabilities.
Covert attacks and misinformation. That's why you got all these TikTok videos out, all these particular videos on Facebook and these different social media sites so they can drown out the truth, man. Okay, covert attacks meaning terrorist attacks. Okay, you see what happened. When was that guy from when he ran the car through those people down in New Orleans, and then find out that he was attached to the whole ordeal with the Tesla bombing in front of the Trump Towers in Las Vegas. So they're playing multiple psyops on you people, man. Okay, and I'm still kind of pissed off because I went into all this in my transit, but it looks like you brothers only got the third of the video, man, because Esau cut half the video. You know, maybe I should have been paying attention to the stream as it cuts in and out, because sometimes when I'm on an E-way and I'm driving, going through different parts of Kansas City, you know, those cell towers, sometimes the phone will lose signal. So I was probably, you know, entering into one domain to the next, and it probably cut the feed. So I had to be more conscious of that. But I was in, but you know, it is what it is. But
abilities, leaving their weapon systems vulnerable to extremists in their own military. Without a clear enemy or motive, people would start turning on it.
Without a clear enemy or motive, and didn't those guys that allegedly did those T attacks, wasn't they part of the United States military? Allegedly, from what Esau was specifying. So these movies are nothing but predictive programming, man. Okay, and I may actually watch this movie again tonight. As a spirit, I'm gonna watch this movie tonight. Tonight, the Sabbath, I'm gonna watch this movie for real and get even more into it.
Each other. Done successfully. Third stage would happen on its own.
What's the third stage?
A coup d'etat. Civil war.
Everybody said a coup d'etat, right? Now, here, coup d'etat. Basically, a sudden stroke delivered with promptness and force, used also in various ways to convey the idea of unexpected, clever, and successful tactic or stratagem. Salakia. All right, so all these things that they're putting in the news and the different legislation, the policies, saying one thing, but it's something nefarious on the back end of it. It says, yep. And look, here. It says, opinion, yes, it is a coup. Yes, it is targeting you. This is from the Daily, let me see this, Yahoo News. Yep. So here we go, man. So they basically have declared war on the American people. So this is where we're at, man. All right. So anyway, look at this. Trump administration drafting executive orders to initiate Department of Education's elimination. It says China hits back as the Trump's tariffs go into effect. Oh, this is all about design, man. All right. That's why the scriptures say that this devil will accomplish a diligent search. And really, this is part of Esau's great wrath, man, because the scriptures say he should come down with great wrath. So let's get Psalm 64 and a couple of more precepts, and that'll be that. But this is the book of Psalm 64, and I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, who went there? Matter of fact, let's start at 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked and from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Okay, so going into this word insurrection, right? Rashah, which means throng and company, throng. Let's look and see what this means. No, that's not what I want. Look up. A crowd, a large, densely packed crowd, people and animals, large, densely packed crowd, a crowd, meaning a group of people. And we know that there's a group of elites that governs the world. Okay, even though people say, oh, that's a conspiracy theorist, brother. No, you actually have what they call a cabal, which is a group of elite men that sit back and they dictate world affairs, and they have these think tanks. And the result of it is the affairs that plays out in your life, man. Okay. But it says here, who wet their tongue like a sword, which proves that the power of the sword also is in their deception and their lies, because they have the power to execute these things. It says, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Like I saw this video with Tom Brady and this fucking dog, Snoop Dogg, which he actually looks like a dog. You know, he looks like an old broken down fucking mutt, man. But anyway, they're talking about stop the hate against anti-S. Wait a minute, man. The small hats are the reason why all this shit is going on in the world. Okay, declaring war on people and overthrowing people and putting coups on people and, you know, putting people into an unfavorable situation, motherfucker, that ain't an act of love. Okay, in fact, that's an act of hate. And you Edomites, you show nothing but hate. But when the world rises up against your ass, then all of a sudden, now we have to stop the HATE. Get the fuck out of here, man. You've governed with hate. Okay, that's in your nature to hate. And it reads, it says to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. Because, I mean, they're completely out there with their plan. All right, there's no turning back at this point. I mean, they're letting it be known, from the Super Bowl rituals to the numerology. Like, I believe the plane that got hit by the Black Hawk helicopter, and I went into that too a little bit in the transit. But basically, I believe that runway 33 or some shit and lane 33. I don't know. It's so much information coming out. It's hard to keep up with everything. But basically, that was a ritual. Okay, and you have a lot of these guys online that was breaking it down, going into how that was nothing more but a ritual and a psyop, man, because they use numbers like 33, like the alleged plane that fell out there in Philly. That the first video I showed, that don't look like no goddamn jet, man. In fact, that looks like a missile or a drone or something, or like a drone strike. You see what I'm saying? And then that explosion. But allegedly 6 people was killed or injured or whatever. Going back into that number 6, which if you pay attention to 6, that's throughout this man's entire kingdom, from the UPC codes to this digital system that's getting ready to implement. That's the number of man and beast, man. Okay, so 6 is everywhere. Even it's hidden in plain sight. The restaurant logos, you know, everything. But it reads, it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. And who is the perfect? The perfect is our people, the Israelites. It said, certainly they do shoot at him and fear not. And they encourage themselves in an evil matter, and they commune of laying snares privately. And they say, who shall see them? Yeah, because, I mean, it's to the point now that people are knowing about these ordeals, but still they're too busy in their daily lives to really put the clues together, because everybody is trying to make ends meet. You know, like right now, you got these tariffs that Trump is putting on China, Mexico, and also China, Mexico, and Canada, which I believe they're in negotiations now, because basically China was said to retaliate, and Mexico, I believe that they're at a stalemate, I think for like a month or two, maybe, because I believe that he exchanged for 30,000 troops along the Mexican border or something to that degree. But even then, you know, they're talking about things going up 25%, because, hey, America, they're a consuming nation and not a producing nation. So if you try to put tariffs on other people, they could just slap them right back on you because you don't produce shit. So it ain't nothing for them. They're not going to take a loss, because at the end of the day, you don't produce anything. Now, if you had something that was worth producing and you brought back these American companies like steel and, you know, like the steel companies and all this other shit that you've outsourced to these different countries, and you made it here with good products, and the other nations needed to buy your supply, then, you know, you may have a fight there. But in the meantime, if you're buying everybody's goods to keep your economy afloat, and you put fucking tariffs on people, that ain't gonna work too good, because they can slap them back on you. The only leverage you have over these nations right now, outside of the military, if that, is because the dollar is still the central reserve currency, and they're looking to overthrow that. So you ain't really got no leverage to be putting tariffs on nobody, Esau. And you're just going to make it worse for the people in America, man. And that's when the controlled chaos is going to come. Because when people want to buy a carton of eggs and that shit is $15, man, people just going to start taking shit. Okay, should nobody be paying $15, $20 for a carton of eggs when eggs are not rare? I mean, they literally a dime a dozen. You know, chickens ain't extinct. But it reads, it says here, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, and they commune of laying snares privately, and they say, who shall see them? It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search in both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. That's their think tanks, man. You know, they got these rich men, these elites that come up and you know, they come up with these particular programs and to sway people's thinking, you know, just to create an outcry, just so they can come in and play hero. All right, this devil is well thought out, man. He's thoroughly checked his steps, man. All right. Let me look this up real quick. Let me go to here. Go back to redacted. There's so much shit going on. It's kind of overwhelming at this point because, you know, these are things that you really want to talk about and really get down to nitty gritty. But it's like it's too much going on, man. And to try to learn all this stuff is very hard, you know. Oh, yes, another one that says Black Hawk helicopters or black helicopters seen hovering over highways down in Texas. Don't remember what part, but still. Okay, but let's see here.
Don't try this simple shake-inspired trick unless you're ready to rediscover your energy and leave your partner a mate.
Calls it, and what they've been piloting in U.S. cities since 2015, but really it's pre-crime.
Let's see something.
Under this paradigm, you have the potential for an algorithm that's 70 or 60% accurate to say that this city needs to be locked down based on this data with really no transparency and no way to fight back with major implications for you know, the local economy and the freedom of movement for people living there, among other things. And some of the people, again, that are sort of behind Jim O'Neill and in his viewpoints.
That was the devil's name, Jim O'Neill. All right, James O'Neill. So let's look this clown up, man. Let's see what we got. Jim O'Neill. Yeah, they said something about Palatine or something like that. However the hell you spell it. Okay, Jim O'Neill is selected to lead HHS, along RFK Jr. as deputy. And everybody thinks this guy RFK is going to come and be the savior of the world because he's trying to promote health. Because I guess he got this type of workout regimen that he does that keeps him in shape, but he's not letting people know the secret. Well, the secret is Drenny. You know what I'm saying? And he's basically going into the whole concept of, well, you know, metals and all this. You know how he talk, you know, like he's getting ready to drop dead of a goddamn stroke. But basically, he was basically stating that all these juices that they're giving people for Alzheimer's, the reason why Alzheimer's is so bad is because the aluminum, which aluminum is not supposed to be in the body at high levels. Like if you check people's blood and they did like an actual blood test when they test your hair, people was full of cadmium, barium, you know, metals, silvers, you know, all the time. I mean, with silver, you know, you have what they call colloidal silver, which, you know, it's a mineral. You need it in your blood. But shit like aluminum, cadmium, shit like that, man. Like from the dishes you eat, the heart, you know, from the stuff you bake your food in, you know, the shit they spread in the air. It's known in heavy metals basically in the blood leads to basically cognitive decline. And they know that. And a lot of this shit they put in the juice, man. And yet these are the same medicines that they're prescribing people to heal them of their infirmities. But we already know that metals in the brain causes all types of disruptions in your immune system and also in your central nervous system, man. So you got this guy, RFK Jr., talking about, well, we discovered, motherfucker, you already knew, man. All right, like, motherfucker, kids been dying. The millennials are in their late 30s now, you know, they early to mid 30s to mid 40s right now. And you mean to tell me you just found out that yellow number 5 or red number fucking 40 gives people cancer? Now all of a sudden you want to come out 50 fucking years and ban this shit out the nigga that ate a box of Apple Jacks all this goddamn life, man. Get the fuck out of here with that. All right? All that shit need to be banned, and that's the case. You need to do away with the whole American food system. You know? And people think that this guy RFK is gonna come in and do the bidding of the right of the Most High. Get the hell out of here, man. Ain't nothing but a bunch of goddamn devils, man. All right. So anyway, let's go from here to the book of Job. Because, see, people are simple. And they're finding out that this administration is getting ready to drive them headfirst into oblivion. So this is the book of Job 15. And let's start at verses... Yep, let's start at verses... The whole chapter is really good. But let's start at verses 34. It says, "For the congregation of hypocrites should be desolate, and fire should consume the tabernacles of the bribery." And this is talking about you Edomites, man. Okay, a tabernacle is known as what? A dwelling place. And it says, "And they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity in their belly, prepared deceit." So everything that they're saying is based on lies, man. Okay, I'm going to put tariffs on China. Oh, hooray. Yeah, but not knowing the ins and outs of tariffs, taxing other people, they could just put the tax back on you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the U.S., you don't have no leverage in that department. Yeah, you have the central dollar of the world, but you have no leverage, bro. Especially when everybody has to buy up your debt. What happens when people stop buying your debt? Then what? What happens when China say, fuck you, finally? Then what? You gonna show up with the military in China? I don't think so, man. And this is why that they're fucking with Taiwan. This is why America has U.S. bases in Taiwan, because eventually he knows that these proxies he's setting up, he needs to get a stronghold on the nations that oppose him, man. And that's one reason why he was trying to basically have the Ukraine be up a part of NATO, because basically Ukraine, that's the border of Russia. That's like their front yard. So if you have a military presence under NATO, which is the strongest military force in the West, which is NATO, then you have some pre-occupants on the borders of Russia, man, and Russia ain't dealing with that. So eventually you're going to have to lock horns with your enemies, man, all right? And eventually, like, it was another article that came out, and it may be on my other thing. Hold on, let me find it here. Yep, it says EU, and I may have to go into this later. It says EU warns Trump that it will not be bullied and will retaliate over tariffs. So this can be part of the 10 toes breaking up, man. The beast hating the whore. So we'll see what comes of it. But regardless of it, man, you know, things are moving quick. Things are moving very quick, man. So we got to stay diligent, stay on point. You know, pay attention to what's happening around us, man. And don't be like these simpletons out here that want to show up in marches and shit that got nothing to do with them. All right? We coming to the time now that the Lord is getting ready to, he's really getting ready to unleash his wrath, man. And you don't want to be caught on Yahweh Shai's bad side. All right, so what is this? Romans 11 and 13. No, Romans 11 and... 13 and 11. No, yep, Romans 13 and 11. And it says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is a high time to wake up out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than what we believe." Yeah, it's time to stop playing games, man. Pay attention. Like I said, I'm gonna watch that movie Leave the World Behind again tonight, because that was a damn good movie, man. Now, they didn't show you the rioting and all that stuff because they was out, you know, in the burbs of the country. But you can quite figure out what's going on, because when they showed the backdrop, or I believe, I don't remember what city they was in, when they showed the backdrop, you can see it. You can see it in the backdrop that things were going on. Okay, Teslas pretty much stopped working. And remember, they've been having problems out of these Teslas for some time now, that the lithium batteries in them were overheating. And you have something which is called, what's that shit called, man, when those batteries heat up to like 6,000 degrees or something like that. It's called something burning, or something like runaway burning, or runaway burn, some shit like that, man. Because I was doing some research, and a lot of those cribs out there in the Palisades and, you know, in Cali, when they was getting on fire, a lot of those fires were starting from within the house, from those smart meters, man, which was by PG&E. And they said that technicians was coming around and dispatching those meters to hide the evidence, because their product was faulty. Okay, but you have something which is called like a runaway inferno, and those fucking meters will heat up to 6,000 degrees, man. And you can't put it out. It has to burn out, you know. And like I mentioned in the video as well, with those planes and so forth, even with those Teslas, a military guy came out and he admitted that Black Hawk helicopters can be flying remotely like a drone. So the one that hit that plane out there in Washington, D.C., basically they was like, wasn't nobody in it. Of course, Trump tried to blame the DEI incompetence, but they said that nobody was manning that drone. Okay, and that makes sense because, I mean, why not? Especially when you're going to that you can use a Black Hawk as a weapon. You know, that's a diversionary tactic. So, I mean, that can be a pilotless vessel. So that's not a hard concept to understand. Same thing with these Tesla cars. And they showed you that in that movie called, what's this movie, man? It came out in 2018 called Upgrade. And basically, they wanted to experiment on this one guy, and he was inside like a Tesla. And then basically what happened was the car basically drove itself and pretty much put him in a goddamn wheelchair. Man, he became a paraplegic, you know, because somebody hacked the car. And before you know it, hey, he was jacked up, man. So it's a lot of shit going on. But it says here that the night is far spent and the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. Yeah, don't be showing up to no protesters with no tassels on, fringes, sagging your goddamn pants, jumping around like a bunch of buffoons, man. All right, we got a lot of other things. That's why, man, I can't wait till the Lord really unleash this devil on you jakes, man. And I'm talking about a lot of you guys in Israel, man. Okay, a lot of you dudes that call yourselves Israelites, a lot of you just not right. Okay, and a lot of you are getting ready to get that wake-up call. You're getting ready to find out that this Israelite thing of ours is not so sexy at all. You know, because Jake do shit for clout because it's cute. You know, jumping up and down, rapping and all that other bullshit. Nah, man. When it's not cool to be an Israelite no more, I guarantee you that a lot of you niggas, man, you gonna take out them t-shirts and you gonna cut them fringes off. Fucking fringe t-shirt. That ain't no goddamn priestly attire, man. Okay, a t-shirt came out in a concept of 1899 or early 1900s, which is basically is labeled as an undergarb. Okay, it's not a priestly garment. Just because you throw fucking fringes on a goddamn hoodie, that don't make you a priest, nigga. But it says, let us walk honestly as in a day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but putting ye on the Lord Yahushai, and make not provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. And that's what a lot of guys are doing. Okay, instead of going into this information, because the scriptures say that dark sayings, man, we will be occupied in prophecy and dark sayings. Matter of fact, let me get that. Sirach 39. Because mostly every Great Millstone video you see, we're going into this information, man. Thoroughly, you know, breaking these things down. But yet you got guys out here that want to debate, you know. But this is Sirach 39 verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out wisdom of all the ancient and be preoccupied in prophecies, man. Okay, it didn't say no showing up at protests and, you know, trying to stand with somebody that don't stand with us and coming together with people that don't adopt our same belief systems and debating Christians all day. I mean, that shit is played out. Okay, after you've debated the Christians in a black unconsciousness community and you see that they couldn't get it, you were supposed to move on. But see, a lot of you guys, man, you got to keep the gimmick going because you will phase out if you didn't. So you got to keep your little followers entertained by putting all this merchandise out there and coming with the gimmicks and the entertainment to keep Jake fucking engaged, because everybody know that a nigga always want to be entertained. Okay, as long as you can entertain Jake, especially these simple women, hey, you gonna have a following for life, man. But if you quote unquote boring like us, then ain't nobody gonna be around. You know, that's why Great Millstone, hey, that's why, hey, man, you know, hands down, we probably the greatest camp out there, man, through the spirit, because, you know, it's no gimmicks and we just strictly about teaching. And a lot of people don't like that because it's not entertainment. Oh, y'all always talking about the mark of the beast. Well, we have to warn you what's going to happen before it's going to happen, man, so you don't take it. Okay, but yeah, you rather be at a Sunday night barbecue with your friends on, rapping and committing adultery and doing all this other manner of stupidity and not be warned, because Jake, they don't want to wake up, man. But it says, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. It reads, he will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables, man. Okay, and this is why we're going into these things. You see, there's too much shit in the world to be happening to not all hands should be on deck. Okay, like Apostle Dar said, that should be Hebrew Israelite camps on every corner in every city, every state. Like everywhere you go, you should run into a Hebrew Israelite camp teaching a downfall of this place, which would make it go down faster, actually. But, of course, everybody is not in compliance with that. So, therefore, hey, let them do what they do. One more precept, Revelation 12:12, and it reads, and it says here, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down on you unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right. So, hey, expect things to pick up. Expect more policies to be pushed. Expect more draconianism. Okay. Expect more confusion. And hey, this place is getting ready to fall, man. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord, will you edify. To the next lesson. Shalom.